R.I.P. Miss Cleo. Dr. Dre was handcuffed by police in his own driveway after an alleged road rage incident. Police say,
get some help?
Well, police say they were merely detaining the founder of NWA while they sought another doctor so they could get a second opinion. Rihanna this week during a concert implored her fans not to catch Pokemon during the show. And I got to say, if Rihanna really didn't want her fans to catch Pokemon, she'd be doing more to promote the use of condoms.
Ooh.
Got to catch them all. And finally, conservatives seeing the new trailer for Ben-Hur this week say they were delighted to find that despite the title, it's not another movie about a transgendered man. I am Dr. David Robinson, and that was The Week We Were, where we don't make the news, we just make it memorable. And thank you, guys. We now turn our attention to me destroying things on Carl's desk and to Will Durst, who is up in San Francisco with this week's Burst of Durst.
That's right, Dr. David. And I was at the DNC, and I think it's time that we all congratulate former First Lady, former U.S. Senator from the state of New York, former Secretary of State, former female, former human, Hillary Diane Rodham Clinton, for breaking the glass ceiling. Beware the falling shards. Unfortunately, by way of doing so, she was forced to morph into a political cyborg, which is a problem. And another one is that we know her too well. She's been on the national stage for 25 years, since 1991 when her husband first ran for president, and I don't know how this works. I don't know if it means that she has more baggage than the first United flight out of O'Hare after a freak spring blizzard, or if there's no meat left on the scandal bone, if she's like a single sardine thrown over the wall of a cat sanctuary. But the major reason I'm glad she's running is that she pisses Republicans off so much. It's actually fun to watch. I'm serious. It's biochemical. You remember what they said about her when she was First Lady. I mean, she's a liar, she's a thief, she's a lesbian, she murdered Vince Foster with her bare hands and then ate him. And that's when she was First Lady. Now that she's opposition nominee, the kid gloves are coming off. Alien, space queen, vampire. Originally, the Clintons had 3 children, but sold 2 to a Bangkok brothel, to which Bill makes twice yearly visits. The GOP hates her so bad the rest of us can taste it. And I'm right. All you got to do is mention her name, and they start twitching like a hamster duct taped to a rototiller. They actually make cartoon noises, and I can prove it. Just walk up to your favorite conservative and whisper the words President Hillary Clinton. I swear to God, that's why I'm looking forward to her to run, because for the next 100 days from today, Bill O'Reilly will just be talking, and a little trickle of blood will be coming out of both of his ears. Yes. That's what I'm looking forward to. Sparks shooting out of his eyes. Hey guys, for the cause effect, I'm Will Durst.
Thank you, Will. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Now, real quick, because we are mostly going to be talking about the conventions today, but you mentioned Bill O'Reilly, and I thought his take on Michelle Obama's speech at the convention this week was particularly interesting. Well, no. Tymon, if you want to introduce this, by all means.
But Michelle Obama's speech, we still haven't seen Melania's take on it. So.
We might have to wait another 4 or 8 years for that. But in her speech, she said that she wakes up every day in a house that was built by slaves, which is historically true.
Who else built it but the black people?
But according to Bill O'Reilly, these slaves were well-fed and well-paid.
Yes.
Their owners were well-paid. They got a little food, but they didn't get any money. No, they did not. Although their names of the owners are there, the people who helped work on it. Yeah, there were other minorities there that also helped, but for the majority, they were slaves. Sorry, I mean pretty much everything in the country at that particular time were being built by slaves.
Well, and so
Tymon, we're just going to cede this one to you. I don't think any of the three of us are going to jump in here. I think this is your bailiwick.
Well, I think that I think those of us who pay attention to history and who are not afraid of history, who embraces what our country is about, good or bad, will understand that. That's all people ask you to do is to quit rejecting what is truth. If you acknowledge it, and that's when people will say, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah, it happened." But
that's the thing to me that is fascinating about this story in particular, and about what it indicates about. I think really most conservatives, if not just the Republicans, that when you can rewrite history,
go for it,
and when you can't, just fudge the facts on history. Well, sure. It was built by slaves, but these slaves actually had it good.
Yeah.
And who is believing this?
That's
the ultimate question that I would like answered.
The biggest hypocrisy will always be that the guys who wrote the Declaration of Independence and everything all owned slaves.
Yes.
They all owned them. You need to understand. You say, "Well, no, it's made for everybody. Everybody's going to have a good time. We're all here together." That's bullshit. They're all slaves. And people would have more. I think a lot of the stuff would go away if you would just acknowledge. Just acknowledge history.
Also, how does Bill O'Reilly know they were well fed? I mean, the White House was erected in 1792. I mean,
he sounds like Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh said the same.
Catering records from back then.
Rush Limbaugh said the same thing. Hillary, there they go bringing up this slave thing again. Why don't they get over it? I mean, it's just get over it. Well, shit. Well, I mean, if you start finding out information and finding that you have museums on that carried negative black propaganda just to keep people down, to keep stuff going. I mean, if you just continue to dig, you find more stuff. And I'm sorry, you will find that our country, since he kept saying how great it is, we have a great country, you're going to find there's a lot of things about this country a lot of people don't like. And it isn't as great as you say it is. Because you got people blinded by because of their ignorance and not wanting to know. But the more truth that comes out, you'll say, "Well, we did some dastardly dirty shit." Yes, we did,
and we still do to this day. But I think for me at least, and I can't speak for all liberals on this, but to me, the thing that makes America great is that we do have so much untapped potential.
Sure.
To become the country that we like to tell everybody that we are.
Yeah.
And, so...
Well right now, the Republic...
There's a couple of different versions of that running right now, and I think it's an interesting moment in terms of these two conventions, One was Make America Great Again, and the other one was America is already great, let's make it better. Right. And two wildly different messages and two demographics, it seems to me. People who are not interested in the truth in its beauty and ugliness, both of American history, who are trying to rewrite it to fit their own specifications. Right. And it is a checkered past. The
Republicans are now stating that, well, you guys did it first. You Democrats were... you were the racist ones. You. Like, no.
Why? Because we're the party of Lincoln. Are they still?
Yeah, they're still doing that. That came out too, and it's like, no, what you guys did, it flipped. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. It flipped. And even what did LBJ said when he passed civil rights that we would lose a full generation of there's a whole generation of people that we would lose, or a group that we would lose because he's signing civil rights, and it happened. It actually happened because they things were changed. To be, and everyone flipped. Everyone flipped to, they went from, now the Republicans are those particular Democrats, back in the day, and now, the Republicans became,
Well,
now.
I mean, I just think we're seeing a huge shift in terms of party lines and definitions now. I mean, if one good thing can be said about Trump is that it's causing the Republican Party to reevaluate itself. Mm-hmm. And I fondly hope that they will emerge as a more balanced, reasonable political entity. once they
Not if he wins.
Not if he wins.
No.
Not if he wins. Well, what do we think about that? Is he going to win? Do you think he could possibly? Are we?
Yeah, he could win.
Yeah.
He could win because there are a lot of people, are stating, well, Hillary's a liar. Here she lied about this. She's such a liar. And then you got this guy over here he's just spreading fear, and he's telling them, hey, look what
Well, he's not
did.
just spreading fear. He's lying his ass off as well.
And you know what? He doesn't have to tell the truth because our society is built
care.
on. Reality TV is bigger than anything. They're following the guy who's been firing people. They like him because he's entertaining and he says what I like to hear. But is he telling you the truth?
Well,
No.
you can look at PolitiFact, and that's been going around on the internet. The sort of the graphs showing the truthiness of both candidates, and Hillary scores way high. She does not lie as much. She lies some, for sure.
She's a politician.
She's a
That's,
politician, and she
comes
lies
as natural
like a
as
rug
breathing.
from time to time.
But they don't want Bernie either. I mean, if Bernie had been there, they didn't want Bernie. You have people saying, I don't want to pay for someone else's college.
I don't want
I don't want those. Yeah, I don't want this free medical. But wait a minute. Why are we discovering all these different things that we can do, but yet we can't? The average person can't get to them.
Yeah.
The immigrants are going to take things from us, and they're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to pay for stuff right now. You're paying for federal freeways right now. Those freeways are not free. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for everything you do here. Okay, you're already paying for high school and all this thing. I mean, for those of us, you're a parent. Mm-hmm. How much does it cost by the time your kids hit high school? By the time they go to college, what is that?
Yeah.
It's already going up. So you would think that yes, I would want the children to have a better opportunity to get to that education, and I don't mind it being free. You're charging me anyway. You charge me higher. Did they not raise the taxes on cigarettes and soda and anything else? So anything that has value, boom, it goes up. But I think there should be a better opportunity for kids to be able to get an education.
Yeah.
And ideally, that I think the folks who understand, and I'm not necessarily saying this is drawn on party lines, but the folks who understand the value of education know that if we can get these kids to stay in school, send them to college, it's going to benefit society as a whole.
Right.
It's a larger discussion though about who is shaping education in this country and what does that mean and what kind of education are our kids getting. It's a sidebar for sure, but
but an important one because I guess because of just the vast number of people in the state, the committee that decides on content of textbooks for Texas, the state of Texas. Is pretty much deciding the content of the textbooks around the country.
Right.
I lived with the guy who was the editor at McGraw-Hill Publishing, who edited our first history books. And it was Texas who gave him more hell. He did not want half of the stuff that was done with history. He didn't want it in there. They blocked it on every chance they got. They had more problems with Texas to get things in the schools. So these people say, oh, no, Juneteenth. How many people didn't even know what Juneteenth was?
I didn't know about it until college.
Yeah, look at there.
It
should have been.
Even then, I thought it was something the LBC, the Legion of Black Legions, were making. Cool.
Yeah.
We have Springfest at the college radio station. Pretty sure that's not an official holiday, but sure, Juneteenth. Why not?
Yeah.
And then I learned
the final
history
group to let slaves know that they're free. I mean, this is the final date. This isn't in a history book.
Yeah.
And it was in Texas. Texas was the main. The last state that really let folks know, hey, you know what? You're free. What? I can leave? Yeah, you can.
Sure.
But I just think that our educational system, if they're saying that you want kids to move forward, you're breaking down the family structure. You have, now a parent really can't be a parent because they don't have the tools to where they can be the parent that you want them to be. If not, you'll be having the police come and say, hey, my son's acting a fool. Can you come and get him? And that's what they do now. I work at juvenile hall, and that's when I read a chart. It says, son, it says, hey, why is he leaving? Well, my mother called him, can you come get my boy? And that's what it is. They don't want to deal with him anymore because you've told them, hey, I can't touch him. He has more rights, and,
Yikes. Well, all right, just to step back a second, which seems like an odd thing to say in a discussion about slavery, but we were talking about the schism in the Republican Party due to Trump. This week at the convention, we really saw